Um, where should we start? Sophie, hello, hello.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting me for this brief catch up.
My absolute pleasure.
The point, as you know, of this conversation is just to really discuss your experience in the container with me in a little bit more detail, so that some folks who are interested in uh, working with me can hear firsthand what the experience is like. Just to be
Yeah.
totally upfront. So I have a question for you. Who were you before this program?
Mm. I was, well, before starting the work with you and sort of when I came to you, number one, had something quite traumatic happen. So I was stuck in a bit of emotional dysregulation. And definitely were at a point where I felt like I didn't really know myself anymore. Like I sort of tied myself into a knot emotionally where I just had a big realization going, this is not how I'm meant to spend my life. This is not this is not where I'm meant to be. Um, and top of that as well, before starting the work with you too, and what I feel like I've really identified with you is how much I would put other people's needs above my own. Um, and actually kind of probably like not really live like super authentic because I
Hmm.
would always, I would always like kind of say yes to things that part of me really wanted to say no to. So I think being very much a people pleaser at the same time.
Yeah, which, as we discovered, is a very common profile
Mm,
where for various reasons as a child we've been either taught, well, we've been shushed or silenced, or we've been ignored, or uh, a parent hasn't been present, or of course, in other cases, there are more extreme abusive cases where
mhm,
the survival strategy then is to start to silence yourself and put other people first, right?
mhm.
One of
Yeah.
the survival strategies. Yeah. Well, so that's who you were when you began the container. I wonder, can you share a moment from the 12 sessions that really blew you away?
Uh, the what we did in one of the first ones with the internal family systems, where you took
Hmm.
me on this massive journey into myself was like it was it was I'm gonna say life changing for me. Like it was probably one of the biggest things that we did that has just really landed for me, like something that I've just kept coming back to. Um, and yeah, the work of like connecting, like I've tried to like kind of do it on my own, like this whole like connecting, with childish versions of yourself. And I had someone that kind of took me on that journey before, where it was just like it didn't work for me, but the work we did together, like was just so deep. Like it was so deep, and
Hmm.
that has been really groundbreaking for me, and the work that we've then continued to do over the course of the 12 weeks.
Hmm. Yeah, it was a profound experience for you, and also it opened a lot more doors for us, didn't it? So that
Yeah.
we knew how to take the remainder of the container. And
Yeah.
that's one thing about this container, actually. It's not a cookie cutter process, is it?
No, definitely not. And that's like,
We
yeah, sorry.
No, what are you going to say? Go.
um just to add, like, another thing, what has just been so like transformative for me in these 12 weeks, um is how I have had you in my life in real time. Like,
Mm.
as life has been a little bit chaotic around me, as I'm still trying to like figure out my emotions and figuring how to say no instead of just saying yes or apologizing all the time, like just having you like in my life, it just from you being like has been probably what's like been the biggest shift for me, because you've helped me see things from a different perspective and shine a light on things that I wouldn't see myself before, because I would just be stuck in
Mm.
my patterns and not have anyone try and influence me to think differently about my own behavior, which has been massive. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I, well, I've said to you before and during our work together, you've been one of my sort of superstar students, for want of a better word, because because you took me up on the full offer. You know,
Mhm.
it's not just about us meeting once a week, is it? It's about you WhatsApping me
Mhm.
on a Tuesday afternoon and saying, well, this has just happened, and I can't
Yes.
say I'm not sure I'm very happy about it. You know, what do you think?
Yeah.
Of course, my question is always, what do you think? But yeah, on that facet of the work, because we were able then to utilize the practices in real time, in
Mm.
real life experiences, and of course, you know, I held you accountable to it as well, didn't I? So we were able then
Yeah.
to come back into the next session and say, all right, so how did that go, and what happened, and yeah, it was in that regard the optimal way for this container to work. And that
Mhm.
is, you know, putting it all into life. Because as I say all the time, life is medicine. And we shouldn't just, you know, go to a counselor or a coach or a therapist once a week and right, that's that. And then just drop back into our so-called real life and forget about it.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the session again the week after, and it's like, right, well, you know, how are you doing? And then we just
Yeah.
offload how we're doing. But there's oftentimes there is also some great progress with certain talk therapists and types of talk therapy. But yeah, this is rapid progress
Yeah.
when you do it the way you did it. So yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Thanks for utilizing that. And I enjoyed your messages. So I suppose then, how would you describe who you are after the 12 sessions?
I am a lot stronger in myself. Um, that's probably like this reoccurring feeling and thought that I've had. And when I've communicated to me with my partner, it's been like just like saying like I feel stronger in myself. Like at the start of the container, I felt very fragile, very weak, very like not a whole lot would it wouldn't take much to like tip me over. And now like emotionally a lot stronger, a lot more regulated, a lot calmer. But also from what's the like from the perspective of I guess who I want to be. I don't know if this is going to make sense, but like I feel stronger in myself to actually voice my own needs and voice my own thoughts, is what I'm saying. Yes. Where before and my whole upbringing and my whole childhood, I would always keep myself quiet, have a thought and be like, no, no, you can't say that. Don't raise your hand. Don't like just agree with the people around you. And I can feel that I'm on that path now of going, I I I can have my own opinions and I am allowed to
Mm.
speak up for myself. Um, yeah, yeah,
Which is massive.
massive, massive. Yeah,
It was so
new, very.
empowering to realize actually, oh, my equipment's all falling apart. To realize actually, I have got a voice and I want
Yeah,
people to hear it.
yeah,
And, you know, no is a complete sentence, for example. Yeah, it's huge. And that's one of the many things I've enjoyed about doing the work with you is to notice that rapid transformation. And again, it's because you were able to actually just put the work into practice, which, as we know, is the hardest part.
Hmm.
It's one thing for you and I to sit and talk about this stuff, and for you to offload your biography, and for me to offer up some exercises and so on and so forth, and you to nod and listen attentively. It's quite another thing to then put it into practice. And that's where a lot of people struggle, of course, rightfully so, because for a lot of people, speaking their truth often resulted in punishment, or
Hmm.
either way, it resulted in pain. It resulted in them feeling sad or angry, or all the reasons, all the things we discussed earlier, being
Yeah.
shushed, etc. So the nervous system is wired also to keep you quiet. And that's why you were such a superstar in this process, because you pushed through that fear. And we leaned into the discomfort, didn't we?
Yeah. We did.
There were some awkward conversations had with some people in your life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bravo. Okay, I've got one more question. What I've written this down because it's so long, but I'll edit that actually.
All right.
I'll edit some of this. What's the one thing you discovered about yourself through this work that you never expected, but now can't imagine living without?
Well, kind of relating to what I mentioned before, like the thing I guess I discovered about myself is that like mm, that like I have a voice, and I guess I have like wants and desires that I want for myself, and that
Mm,
it's okay for me to go after those things. And I guess to kind of put it into perspective, is one thing that did happen in the time that we worked together is I quit my job where I'd been working for two
mm,
years, which was a big thing. That sat with me for 6 months going, I don't feel like I'm in the right place here. Like I feel like this isn't it. And it took me
yeah.
6 months and working with you and you going, hey, you have some boundaries we need to work on, for me to then go,
Mhm.
you know what? If I can feel that this isn't the place for me, then I am allowed to speak that up and make a decision to not be in that room anymore. So I think like that is what's been the biggest thing that I've found about myself is I don't know how exactly to put it into words, but like I guess, to use my voice to be, I don't know how to word this.
Well, if I can help you
Yeah,
by
for sure.
reflecting back what I'm hearing you say, what you're
Yes.
saying is that the thing that you discovered is that you are worthy. Your
Yeah.
opinions, your word should be heard. You should be seen.
Bang on, Martin. You know what? That's exactly it. I have found my worth, and I feel like I've found my spot in the world. And like
Hmm.
unapologetically wanting to
Yeah,
go for that now, and not
yeah,
just suppress it in the background, going, maybe one day when I'm
yeah,
brave enough to speak up. Yeah.
yeah. And that is so powerful, like really powerful. Like,
Thank you for helping me find the words.
well, yeah, you're welcome. All part of the service.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course, I guess I had a clear idea of articulating it because I've been on the journey with you every step of the
Hmm.
way. So, and it's been a real honor to witness your transformation, because transformation, that's a funny word, isn't it? In my in the wellness space, the word, thanks to largely to ChatGPT, funnily enough, the word transformation has been absolutely trampled on and overused. Like you just see it everywhere now, and which is a bit of a shame, because to be able to had a truly life-changing, truly transformational experience, that's really, really powerful. I don't think it gets any more powerful. And I guess You know, if I think about the other work that I do, because obviously my work's very broad, as you know, and I do emotional release breath work and the psychedelic work as well. I think oftentimes people now believe that the only real sort of change where you did nothing extreme. Well, apart from the work, which of course to some of us is extreme. Many of us find it quite difficult to step into the work. Did you think the work was, I mean, obviously this isn't your first mindfulness rodeo, is it? You know, you've been doing a little, you've been
Yeah.
practicing on and off for a while. Did you find anything unique about the practices, the exercises that we were doing?
Um, your, your approach to it is so deep, where
Mm,
like I've done a little bit before, but it feels very surface level. It's like, it's like, yeah, we just kind of do little bits and pieces and then we kind of go on with the rest of our life. Where the work you do is like, it's not surface level. Like the
mm,
tools that you have and all of your knowledge and just the conversations, like, we dive into some really deep stuff, and you're like, you are like, kind of, that this is uncomfortable. You know that it's going to need to be uncomfortable, and you don't like sort of sugarcoat that or try and pretend that it's not. And I think that is what like makes you so great, because you're like, one way or the others, like you're gonna have to go out here and do this. And I know for myself, sometimes like we kind of want to just be the person that kind of saves the person and try and do the work for them, and that will never ever help anyone. So I
mm,
think like that is what I've really have enjoyed about working with you as well, Martin, is like, you have gone, this is what you need to do, girlfriend, to get this happen that you say you want to make happen. And it's
yeah.
like, okay, now it's up to you. And then it's totally been up to me to go, okay, am I gonna lean in? Am I gonna put on my big girl pants and go and do my homework? Or am I gonna run away from it, So I
Mm,
think having those pointers every week on going, this is your task, has been really good. And again,
mm,
it's like that makes it go deep as well. Because like you say, it's not just sitting here talking for an hour and a half and then waiting until the next one. It's like I get some takeaway and some feedback, and then I know where I need to focus on myself before our next session.
yeah, so the
Mm.
accountability piece was really key. Thank you. That was a really good share. Well, I suppose I only have one other question then. If you could tell someone on the fence about working with me,
Yeah.
something that would get them off the fence, what would it be?
Well, if you're sitting on the fence, the longer you're sitting on that fence, the longer you are keeping yourself in a place of suffering, of hurting, of not getting to meet this powerful version of yourself. So, my advice to anyone who is like considering but holding back is to just lean in and go for it, because no matter what, you're not missing out. Like you're not going to be any worse off. Like the work that you do, Martin, is groundbreaking.
Hmm.
And yeah, like I feel like, which is was sad, but like I had to hit rock bottom. Like I had to tie my into a knot before
Hmm.
it was like, right, maybe it's time, But if we can avoid getting to that point, so much better.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be nice. But I suppose we're all on our journeys, aren't we? And
Yeah.
some of us have to, some of us
Yeah.
need to hit rock bottom
Yeah.
before two ways, don't you? Okay, I
Yeah.
carry on and spiral into the plug hole and that's it. Or
Yeah.
like speaking from personal experience, you know my story well. That was mine. I had to come close to suicide before I started this work. So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully some people can get off the fence before that. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sophie. I have very, very, very much enjoyed working with you. I'm actually going to miss our work together, and I'm super grateful for you taking the time to do this call with me today.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
All right, see you soon. Peace and love.
Bye.